15 Coronation Street the next week. Coronation Street spoilers follow. Next week on Coronation Street, Amy looks set to face a legal fight after exposing Aaron's guilt. Elsewhere, Ryan grows increasingly fixated on his messages from Crystal, while Paul struggles to keep his diagnosis to himself. Here's a full collection of 15 big moments coming up. Amy worries after finding out that Aaron's ex-girlfriend Mia is spending time with him again. She warns Mia about her recent ordeal with Aaron, but Mia cruelly accuses her of making the whole thing up. Later, Amy's warning led to her receiving a visit from D.S. Swain, who reveals that an allegation of harassment has been made against her. Amy is furious over the injustice of the situation and decides to write an account of the ordeal she has experienced over the past few weeks. When Steve finds out about Amy's document about Aaron, he encourages her to post it online so that everybody knows the truth. Aaron immediately faces the consequences of Amy's blog post when Abby and Tyrone decide to fire him from the garage. Aaron's father Eric retaliates by threatening to sue Amy for libel. Amy then receives a solicitor's letter threatening her with a lawsuit if she doesn't take the blog post down. Steve encourages Amy not to back down, but Dee Dee points out the tough reality that a libel case could cost them thousands of pounds. Reality continues to hit home for Steve and Tracy, as they realize they'll have to sell their businesses to afford Amy's legal fees. Tracy is undeterred and arranges a valuation on the florists. Eric and Aaron meet up with their own solicitor, who warns them about the dangers if they take this case to court. After finding out that Daisy has been deceiving Ryan with her crystal messages, Daniel encourages her to tell him the truth before things get any further out of hand. Daisy visits Ryan at the hospital, where he's still recovering after his health took a turn for the worst. Before Daisy can say anything, Ryan declares that he doesn't need her pity when he has friends like Crystal who genuinely care about him. Carla pays a visit to Ryan, who remains unaware of the truth behind Crystal after Daisy chickened out of telling him. Ryan confides in Carla about how much he likes Crystal and how he hopes she feels the same way. David pays a visit to Max at the secure training center and asks him questions about his mental state. Max immediately guesses that David has been speaking to Daniel, which forces David to admit that he watched his son's recent emotional video. Daniel looks for another way to help the Platts, so he gets David to record a video on the spare phone and passes it on to Max at the STC. Later in the week, Max confirms to Daniel that he watched David's video but hasn't yet recorded a reply. Max is keen to tell David how he feels, but can he bring himself to do it, or will their relationship remain under strain? Miley tells Faye how much she's going to miss her when she moves away again. The schoolgirl asks whether Faye will move to Slough with her and Jackson. Faye's dilemma grows when Craig reveals that he has been offered a secondment with the SID. Faye confides in Gary about the situation between her and Jackson. Gary arranges for Faye and Jackson to come to the furniture shop, where he hopes to give them some time to talk. Jackson warns Faye that she'll be making the biggest mistake of her life if she chooses Craig over him. Amid this emotional declaration, Faye panics as she spots Craig heading over to the furniture shop, so she urges Jackson to hide. Joseph's grandmother Linda returns to Weatherfield after receiving a wedding invitation from Gemma. Linda thanks Gemma for including her in the celebrations and offers to pay for the catering at the ceremony. Gemma is delighted, but Bernie is put out by the grand gesture. Roy tips Gemma off that there are suits at the charity shop, which could fit Chesney and Joseph for the wedding. Gemma sends Chesney down there to check. Linda is horrified when she later finds Chesney and Joseph in the second-hand suits, criticizing the dated style. She offers to buy them new ones instead, but how will Gemma feel about Chesney going behind her back by accepting the gift? Ed puts pressure on Paul to return to work, unaware of Paul's recent motor neurone disease diagnosis. Ed wrongly assumes that his hand must be better by now. Paul's evasive response over his future at the builder's yard leaves Ed suspicious over what's really going on. Eliza gets excited about her birthday party, which she has arranged with help from Hope. Eliza doesn't realize that Hope is trying her best to sabotage the happy occasion. Stu convinces Liam and Jake to attend the party, but Hope spitefully warns the boys that they won't enjoy it at all. Roy watches on and is shocked that Hope is being so unkind. Brian's Italian cousin Isabella finally flies over to the UK for their meeting. Brian and Mary await Isabella's arrival at the tram stop, providing a warm welcome. Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX. Read more Coronation Street spoilers on our dedicated homepage. You might also like Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally announced on Nintendo Switch. How to watch Amazon Prime on your TV, smartphone and tablet, and enjoy Good Omens online. Nintendo to release 2 new Switch consoles this year.